Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the forecast for May 2023 for each life path number. Now, if you're interested in sort of an understanding of the collective energy for May, as well as your own personal month forecast for May, which will include the moon, the full and the new moon, which is also includes the eclipse that's coming up in May, then make sure to check out your personal month forecast, which will be coming for the month of May towards the end of April. So keep an eye out for that. Know that the calculations for the personal months are different to the life path energy. So make sure that you do your calculation before you listen to that. If you missed your personal month forecast for April, those are up. So make sure you have a listen because it also includes eclipse energy that we're going to be working with for the next 3 to 6 months. So that's important. Okay, so this, of course, is a general forecast. If you would like a personalized forecast or a personal numerology reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the life path numbers for May 2023. Life path 11-2. So I pulled an animal spirit message for you all for the month of May, and you got puffer fish. And so puffer fish, there's a lot of things that kind of come in around this. One is, when the puffer fish sort of feels threatened or is afraid, it'll puff up, and it's got these spikes on its body that, deter prey or predators. And so there is something potentially this month for you all where, it could be seen as two ways, right? One is don't be too quick to puff up, right? Like don't be too quick to sort of play into those sort of irrational fears that are sort of holding you back and that keep people away, right? That keep people out of your space or getting too close type thing. And then there's also that other side of that, which is maybe there are places where you need to puff up a little bit more and, hold your space and set those healthy boundaries and that sort of thing. Making sure that they're healthy boundaries and not boundaries to, again, keep people out or to not be vulnerable and that sort of thing. So however that resonates for you. But there's also this energy with puffer fish coming in about like wishes being granted, being very content with something, taking satisfaction in something that you've worked on, that you've contributed towards, that you've had or that you've played a role in, having pride in yourself, in others, in your contribution towards something with others, right? Like really seeing yourself and the sort of contributions that you have to make in this world as holding value and having pride in that. So it's very possible this month that something might come to completion. You might get some kind of communication that comes through that really sort of allows you to puff up your chest a little bit and just be really proud of yourself and proud of your contributions. So I think that's incredibly beautiful, especially for 11-2 energy, which is sort of always asking you to follow your inspirations and do what inspires you and, follow your heart type thing. And so when we get those sort of that recognition or those accolades or the confirmation that our contribution has made some kind of a difference or inspired somebody, then that, that's something we can take pride in. And that's incredibly beautiful. So just be open to those. If you receive a compliment, if you get that validation, it's not that you need it, but it certainly helps to let you know that, your contribution is needed. It's working. So you could see that come through this month. Now, you all are also working with, for May, the energy of the 5. So there's definitely something here, and it's actually the 14-5. So there's definitely something here where you really are going to need to find your balance this month between the need for like freedom and expansion and growth and movement and sort of the bigger vision and the bigger idea and getting very like sort of drilling down to the details, right? So there's kind of like this push-pull energy that you may see this month between like things moving kind of slowly, but also very quickly, or the feeling like you want it now and you want to see this expansion and this growth right now. But there's the energy of the 4 present. And so what that creates is this this need to make sure that you're doing each step and that you're learning each step and that you're becoming an expert at whatever it is that you're building and creating, or however you're expressing that. So the 4 is bringing the reality and the seriousness, right? To help you to get focused, to focus that energy, to make sure that where you're investing your time and energy is going to be worthwhile. It's something that it's not just, it's not something where you're investing your time and energy and creative spirit into something that's just going to come and go, right? I mean, you obviously have the decision whether that's the case, but the 4 energy is sort of slowing things down a little bit so that you can get your footing, so that you can kind of pay attention or not miss the details, right? But the 5 energy is big energy. It's fast moving. It's big shifts. It's asking for adaptability. It's asking for transformation, for growth, for freedom of expression, for doing something that doesn't feel too restricted. It can also lead to extremes, right? Where you're living in excess or you're living in deprivation mode. So finding your center to where you're not sort of draining your own energy type thing. But there's definitely, again, this sort of beautiful balance between following those big inspirational ideas that you may have this month, but doing it in a way that's controlled, that's refined, that's like organized, right? There's a system in place so that it can help you to achieve that bigger vision that the 5 is bringing in. And doing it so that you can gain some sense of pride in whatever it is that you're building, knowing that whatever you're building, should be unconventional and think outside the box and doing things differently, because it should be coming from you, which is going to be different than anybody else out there. But also, again, to make sure that there's some kind of system in place and you're building something that will last the test of time and something for longevity and something that will come to fruition, right? So this is really when you can find the sweet spot between the 4 and the 5 energy, it becomes incredibly beautiful. And what you build is absolutely something that allows you to have pride in it, right? It's not something you just threw together or were too impulsive and then didn't stick with and then released because it was too hard to achieve it or whatever, right? So this is really actually very, very beautiful. And so with 11s, of course, the call is always, does it inspire you? If it inspires you, it's a yes. If it does not inspire you, it's a no, even though that's probably going to ruffle feathers, even though people aren't going to understand. As an 11, in this lifetime, you're not necessarily meant to be understood. You're meant to do what inspires you. And if that's outside the box, great, as long as it's not causing separation or divisiveness. But it's incredibly beautiful energy. So I think this month could be a very creative period for you. I think that there could be a lot of shifts, transformations, changes, or at least awareness or lightning bolt aha moments or moments of clarity that then have create some kind of shift in your path or what it is that you're trying to create. So the key for you, again, is to find that sweet spot. So where are you not throwing away the systems and the organization to just get to where you want to get quickly, but you're creating something of value that will take time to do, right? Using your creative self-expression. So incredibly beautiful energies for you all 11s. I hope May is a fantastic month for you all. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.